they're following your focus. And when your focus is derailed, your desires are delayed. When your focus is derailed, your desires are delayed. What's holding you back right now is you. And this is something you already know. So this is just a soft reminder. Welcome back to your daily check-in with your girl, Amber Rich Book. And one of the threads that I shared with my community this morning was you are the detour, the dreams, the desires, your goals, your aspirations. They're following your focus. And when your focus is derailed, your desires are delayed. When your focus is derailed, your desires are delayed. When you are not making yourself your primary focus, when you are not centering yourself, when you are not telling yourself that you are the most important person in the world and that you are the person that you must give your time, attention, love, focus, energy to, and put everything in you, for you, about you. People right now across social media, across everywhere, are just running their mouths, me included, right? But I'm here running my mouth in my purpose. They're running their mouth in their purpose. But sometimes we're listening to too many voices. We're watching too many people. We're looking at what everybody else has going on instead of what we got going on. And then being honest with ourselves, like, does that even align with me? Does that even resonate with who I am becoming? Who am I choosing? If I am at this level, am I watching this person? And so one of the things too for me was with ChatGPT last night. I was trying to rewrite my bio, y'all, 1,100 freaking times on my IG and shit like that. And I just couldn't. Excuse me. Okay, confirmation yawn. Yesterday was a confirmation burp. I promise I took magnesium. I slept. I'm really well rested. And so I I tried to write my bio, but I just kept getting frustrated. I kept getting frustrated. I kept getting frustrated. I'm like, none of this sounds like me. None of this feels like me. None of this feels like me. And so I realized, like, I just needed to go to bed. And this morning, Spirit was like, you are directly connected to source intelligence. In the same way that people outsource their divine connection through priests, through pastors, through other intermediaries, and they use these intermediaries to connect to the divine source that we are all innately connected to, is the same way that so many people are using these AI tools as intermediaries for their creativity, for their knowledge, for their voice, for their experiences. It is a tool. It is to work for you. It is to serve you. But what happens is we have so much reliance on these things outside of ourselves that we're like, we don't know how to exist as ourselves because of these tools and these other intermediaries. When you see yourself, you you must understand that you are one of one, but also one part of all. We are all interconnected. I am here for those who are aligned to my voice when I speak. If I was going after and that was one of the things, right? I was, right? We talked about comparative validation. The things that I talk about with y'all are not foreign, right? It's not things that I don't talk about within myself. They aren't things that I don't personally experience. They aren't things that I don't live through. I'm just a divine being on a human journey, ascending gracefully and effortlessly and easily through this reality. And all I'm doing is sharing those gems along the way with y'all. Self mastery is sovereignty. If you want to own your life, you must master yourself. So many people have different messages for different people. That's all well and dandy. If it aligns, let it resonate. If it is misaligned, you don't have to receive it. So there's choice. And I think that we forget that we have choice. And in these choices, in these decisions, we are creating our reality. We are creating our universe, right? I am a universe. You are a universe. The next person is a universe. And together we create the multiverse. That is what the multiverse is. Our interconnectedness. How are you showing up today? How are you speaking life today? And so living from the end looks like I know that I make these videos. My future self, this channel at 100K is at 100K because I show up and I do these daily videos, these daily check-ins, these soft check-ins with your homegirl that's just like, hey, this is what we talking about today. And it's a conversation. I'm teaching, but I'm sharing and we're having a conversation. Your soul is communicating with my soul right now. And I love that. Your spirit is communicating with my spirit. One of the things from the book that I'm reading, Happy Pocket Full of Money, talks about they have a part on quantum and quantum physics and how subatomic particles across the world, like CERN did an experiment, and atoms across the globe at a different time, at a different space, all acted synchronistically because they know what the other is doing and thinking, right? But they're like, well, how could they know that if they aren't on the phone, if they aren't communicating? And this particular experiment showed that it would take too much time for communications to happen. But it's like they're on the same frequency. Like that's a whole nother level to be on the frequency, to talk to somebody that's not physically there. That's what happens when you think about somebody and they're like, yo, let me call you. I called one of my sister friends yesterday and she was like, Amber, I was just thinking about you yesterday and the day before that. And I was just thinking this, and this, and that. And then I seen your post on Facebook. Then you called me. So it's literally happening in our lives. And that's why I'm like, when people say they don't believe in coincidences, okay, that's cool. That's all well and dandy. But coincidences are just a coinciding of our energies being in a frequency match with life experiences. Okay? Coinciding is just, or coincidences is just coinciding with the frequencies of our desired match of whatever, right? So it doesn't matter. You guys are watching my frequency align to my Porsche. You guys are watching my frequency align to my new desired reality. I can't tell y'all everything. I can't tell y'all everything, but I'm gonna show you everything as it comes in. I'm gonna tell you those things as they're unfolding because I am now on that frequency. You must now be on that frequency of the end result of your life. Not like, yeah, you can live from 100 years from now, right? And you could say, okay, well, when I'm 103 years old, this is what my life is going to be like. Okay, if I'm 103 years old and I go for a walk every day, I'm in the gym every day and I'm drinking my water and I'm like, yeah, I still have fun. I watch my shows, I do my TV, I do this, and this. Okay, what did I do at 33 that allowed me to live 70 more years like that? That's what it means. It means, what do you need to do in this now moment? And then it also looks like remembering what you were like years ago that you aren't now, right? Or what you used to do years ago that you no longer do now, which is what allowed you to get here. And that also is the process of maturing. It is changing your frequency, changing your understanding, changing your understanding of life. So I know that this video is going to connect with those who are aligned, all my videos do. If you haven't already, please go to averageBook.com, join the email list because the gems are where I send out. There's so many things that I'm changing. The identity fracture finder is going to be there, right? That's our freebie for now. But averagebook.com, get on that email list. You don't have to change who you are. You just have to trust who you're becoming. I love you, love you, love you. Stay on the journey as we are shifting. Remember, there's no coincidences. It's just all things coinciding in the same frequency. So trust them. Love y'all.